Today, on October 31st, 2025, the United Nations Security Council made a significant move on a conflict that has simmered for half a century. The Council voted on a new resolution concerning the disputed territory of Western Sahara. The final tally was clear. The resolution passed. 11 of the 15 member nations voted in favor of the measure. However, the vote was not unanimous. Russia, China, Pakistan, Algeria did not participate. This vote is a pivotal moment, the start of a new chapter. For nearly 50 years, the status of Western Sahara has been a source of contention. The core of the disagreement is sovereignty. To understand the conflict, you must first understand the geography. Western Sahara is a vast, sparsely populated desert on Africa's northwest coast. It is larger than the United Kingdom, but has a population of just over 500,000 people. The territory is bordered by Morocco, Algeria, Mauritania, and the Atlantic Ocean. Its strategic location includes a long coastline rich in fisheries and potential offshore oil and gas deposits. The map of Western Sahara is itself a story of division. A massive 2,700-kilometer sand wall, the berm, splits the territory. Morocco controls most of the land west of the berm, including Layuni and Dakhla, and the entire Atlantic coastline. East of the berm is a sparsely inhabited strip largely controlled by the Polisario Front. A significant portion of the Sahrawi population lives in the Moroccan-controlled parts. Tens of thousands of other Sahrawis have lived for decades in refugee camps near Tindouf, Algeria. Tindouf. These camps, administered by the Polisario Front, are a focal point of the independence movement and a humanitarian concern. Separation of families and communities by the berm is an enduring human tragedy. Where you live often defines which side of the issue you're on. When Morocco speaks of autonomy, it is referring to the territory it currently administers. When the Polisario Front speaks of independence, it claims the entire territory as the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. The UN mission, MINURSO, operates on both sides of the berm, monitoring a ceasefire. Any future resolution must contend with these facts on the ground. For many, the vote looks procedural. For Moroccans, for Sahrawi people in the territory, and for those in refugee camps in Algeria, it carries immense weight. The proposal is not new. Morocco first presented it to the UN in 2007. It was designed as a compromise to replace the winner-take-all options of full integration or full independence that led to stalemate. The population would elect their own local government and legislative body with an executive branch. Local authority would control regional infrastructure, social and economic development, local taxes, culture, and public services. The plan also proposes a local judicial system. It aims to preserve Hassaniya cultural identity. Morocco would retain sovereignty and exclusive control over national functions. This includes national defense and border security, foreign affairs and religion, with the king as commander of the faithful. The balance is key: local power for the people, sovereign power for the state. The Security Council now describes this as a most feasible solution, stopping short of calling it the only one. The UN resolution did more than address autonomy. It renewed a long-standing peacekeeping mission. MINURSO, the United Nations mission for the referendum in Western Sahara. The Council extended its presence for another year. Established in 1991 to organize a referendum, that vote never happened due to disputes over eligibility. Decades were lost to arguments over voter lists. The political will evaporated into stalemate. Today, MINURSO monitors the ceasefire and investigates alleged violations. Its presence acts as a buffer to prevent escalation. Its importance was underscored when clashes flared in 2020. The mandate extension passed with 12 in favor, 0 against, and 2 abstentions. Beyond patrols, the mission supports diplomacy led by the Secretary General's personal envoy. The passage was not a close call. 11 votes in favor, signaling a significant international tilt toward Morocco. The United States was the crucial supporter and the sponsor. France and the United Kingdom also backed the measure. Spain, the former colonial power, voted in favor, a significant shift. Most EU members aligned, citing stability and migration concerns. Beyond the West, Morocco built a coalition of allies in Africa. Several African countries opened consulates as tangible support. From Washington and Paris to African capitals, momentum coalesced for today's vote. It reflects a coordinated diplomatic success for Morocco. Support was not universal. Russia and China abstained, a traditional position signaling neutrality and flexibility. Their abstentions avoided confronting allies while withholding endorsement. Pakistan also abstained, balancing regional relationships. The strongest opposition came from Algeria, not participating in the vote, a deliberate rejection rooted in political, financial, and military backing for Sahrawi self-determination. Algeria views endorsement of autonomy as a betrayal of that principle. By refusing even to abstain, Algiers sent an unmistakable message. Critics note the resolution mentions self-determination twice and removes language calling autonomy the only basis. Yet their overall response remains a firm rejection of a perceived pro-Morocco tilt. The importance of the United States' role cannot be overstated. The U.S. sponsored the text and built the coalition that ensured passage. American diplomats drafted the resolution and led outreach. When a veto power leads, others take notice. In December 2020, the U.S. recognized Morocco's sovereignty over Western Sahara. In parallel, Morocco normalized relations with Israel. Successive administrations maintained the stance, now embedded in UN diplomacy. U.S. support encouraged others to align in Africa, Latin America, and Europe. For Morocco, U.S. backing is a diplomatic shield and leverage at the table. For the opposing side, it raises pressure and narrows options. It creates a permission structure for others to follow Washington's lead. Today's vote marks a turning point, not the end of the conflict. The path ahead remains complex and fraught. The UN Personal Envoy will try to restart the political process and round-table talks, bringing all parties back to the negotiating table. The central challenge: bridging fundamentally opposed positions. Morocco will cite the Council's endorsement to focus talks on implementing autonomy. The Polisario and Algeria will insist on self-determination, including a referendum. Meanwhile, MINURSO will continue monitoring the ceasefire along the berm. Tensions remain high. The resolution calls for restraint. Regional stability hangs in the balance. Any solution must be political, realistic, pragmatic, lasting, and based on compromise.